Meet my new friends, Lena and Ross. Although Lena is from Germany and Ross is from England, they both shared the same dream of starting a new life abroad. After falling in love with the Philippines, they sold their belongings and moved to Bohol, which they now call home. Together, Lena and Ross create lifestyle vlogs as a family. Be sure to check out their content, link below. I had a great conversation with them. We talked about what it's like raising a child in Bohol, the contrasts between life in the UK and the Philippines, their decision to make the Philippines their forever home, and so much more. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Where are you guys from originally?
So I'm from the UK, close to London in England.
And I was born and raised in Germany, but then traveled around a lot and then met Ross in New Zealand 11 years ago. And then we moved to the UK 8 years ago. So yeah, we spent quite a bit of time in the UK before coming here.
So you guys met in New Zealand then, but you're like, neither of you are from there.
Nope.
No, so we're both doing a working holiday visa down there. And then we met at work. So we both, Lena worked in Thailand for the backpacker travel company, and I worked in the New Zealand branch, and then you got transferred or chose to come to New Zealand, and then we started working in the same store in Auckland, which was awesome.
Like, you guys were pretty international already before you even went to the Philippines. The traveling is not new for you guys.
Yeah, we met in New Zealand and then we actually ended up moving back to Thailand together, and we lived in Bangkok for a year and a half before then moving back to the UK. And then we did the whole like buy a house, get married, have a child. And then we were like, actually, this is not what this is what we want, but we just don't want that kind of life. And then we're like, how about we just sell it all and move to the Philippines?
Okay, I'll be honest. Learning to speak Tagalog is pretty hard, but with the right resources, it can be a whole lot easier. And I've got you covered with my beginner's Tagalog course. With 18 comprehensive video lessons, this 2-volume course makes it simple to start building your Tagalog skills from the ground up. Plus, you'll get lifetime access to PDF vocabulary sheets that will help you practice and retain what you learn. If that sounds good, click the first link in the description below to start learning Tagalog today. Now, back to the video. I mean, you already had over a year of experience living in Thailand. Why didn't you just go to Thailand? Like, how did you decide on the Philippines?
How much time have you got? Because this is going to take us all the way back, 13 years, I think? Again, it's something like so cool how it all aligned when you look back on it. But I left home at 18. I went to Australia, did backpacking around Australia. And then just before I was meant to return to Germany, I was like, oh, I'm just going to go to Thailand for like 2 weeks, have a little holiday, and then go back to Germany and like do the thing that you're meant to do and go study and all that. And then I ended up going to this island called Koh Phangan, the like full moon party island, and I stayed at this hostel, and that's where I met my now best friend Paul, who owned the hostel, and I ended up staying there for 7 months and working on Koh Phangan at this hostel. And Paul's actually half Filipino, so he lived in Thailand. He was born and raised in America, but he's half Filipino. His mum is actually from Bohol, and we just got on so well. We worked together so well. Paul was one of the first people to meet Ross, and then we just stayed in touch over the next 10-11 years, and like always met up whenever we could. He actually ended up moving to the Philippines 6 years ago. And last year we went around Greece together, all of us. So our son, Paul, and another few friends. And that's when we started chatting and saying, we're just not fulfilled with the life we're living in the UK. Like on paper, everything was perfect, great jobs, we owned our home, everything was good, but there was just the lust for life was just missing. And then he was like, guys, why don't you come out to the Philippines and let's do something together, let's work together, let's build something together. And that's when we said, okay, let's go. And
And so that's when you moved. Like you hadn't visited before you moved?
No, we had.
Yeah, we've been here twice before. So before when we were working in Thailand, before we moved back to the UK, we did 2 months and went to northern Thailand, Bali, and then the Philippines. I think it was for a month, wasn't it? We were here.
A month in the Philippines, yeah.
And then we came back. We brought a couple of our friends from the UK over for like 2 weeks. I think a year after or a couple of years after we moved back to the UK to show them it. and to show them Paul's hostel that he'd opened up by that time. So the first time we came out when we were traveling, we saw it as a construction site, and he was like, yeah, it'll be open in 6 months. And we were like, surely not. Like, look at it. And then when we came back, it was fully operational, and it was awesome to show people that and give them that experience.
It's a little bit easier when you have a contact as well. Then you're not going in completely blind, right? You have someone that can give you some support. And if he's half Filipino, I'm sure he knew a lot more about the area and stuff. So you guys were in Bohol as well for that first trip.
Yeah.
We did come here.
It was just because he owns land here. So we're currently building an Airbnb or villa on his land here in Bohol. That's how we decided to move to Bohol. We didn't have a first choice as such, did we? But
No.
He was like, the land is in Bohol. Have a look, see if it's a place that would work for you, because we've got a child as well. He's 2. And we did a ton of research. And obviously from having been here before, we really liked it here. And it just turned out to be the perfect place for us. It's just, we love it here so much. We love Bohol, don't we?
I think the research we did as well, there's like good schools, Western style hospitals and bits and pieces, things that like we probably wouldn't have thought of 10 years ago or 5 years ago even, because our son's 2, but they kind of come into play when we were doing the research, and obviously it's worked out for the best because we love it here. We've got an awesome apartment.
The people here are just so, I just cannot get over how incredible the people are here, the locals. Everyone is just so friendly and welcoming. And especially when, you bring your child, everyone is just like, oh, hi, baby, how are you? What's your name? And that's just a completely new experience for us, because it's just not like that in the UK, really. But here, like, family is just so important, isn't it? And everyone just becomes your family as well. Like, everyone is ate and kuya, and our son has started referring to people as ate and kuya, and it's just, you literally meet someone and then you're just part of their family, which is so incredible, because we've got our friends here, but that's it. We don't have any family as such. But then you just go to the same places and they just become family and they become friends so easily. And it's really, really nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you guys spent the whole 2 months in Bohol?
Yeah. We literally, we went to Cebu for a couple of days.
We landed in Cebu.
Yeah.
From the UK, so our flight was London to Singapore to Cebu, and we stayed there for a few days just to get acclimatized, and that was awesome. Our friends sorted out the hotel, which was great for our son, and then came over to Bohol. Got a few plans to go to other places, but we just haven't done it just yet.
It's just nice to have the routine here as well, right? Like, we arrived, we moved straight into our apartment. It's so peaceful and lovely here, and we've just got our little everyday life, really. We're not here as such to travel. We're here, to live here. So our son goes to a kindergarten here, so the routine is really nice for him to, every day we go there and we do our weekly food shop and everything. So we haven't traveled as much as we did before, but that's also because we live here now, I guess.
I would imagine that living in the Philippines, like, your day-to-day life would be very different than it was in the other countries that you've lived in, or your home countries. How would it compare to, like, let's say the UK?
It's a lot less stressful, that's for sure. It's just, it starts with the drive to school every day, or kindergarten. It's just so beautiful. In the UK, you're stuck in traffic and you're just annoyed that you have to commute to work or whatever. And here it's like, the drive is so beautiful. It's just literally past palm trees and little sari shops and local houses. And on our road, like, we know a lot of people here now. So every morning we're like, good morning, how's it going? And it just, there's nothing stressful about going to kindergarten anymore. It's just, that's already such a great start to the day, isn't it? And we listen to our music, and then we drop off our son, and then at the minute we're able to just go to the gym, and then when we pick up our son again, we go to the beach. Or there's so much to do in Panglao with children, and so many free things that you can do as well. So overall, life is a lot less stressful, and
you can do things like, we've got to plan a little bit because we've got to take stuff for our son, but we can be like, oh, let's just nip to the beach and go, okay, we know we're going to a beach, let's try this one, and we'll go to somewhere new. the day. We don't, it's not like having to worry about, oh, what's the entrance or
And
anything.
we can actually afford days out here now. Like we can afford to do things. In the UK, if you want to have a day out with your child, let's say you want to go to the zoo or a farm, that will cost you like 70, 80 pounds probably, like entrance fee and eating and whatnot. And here we've got such a beautiful local farm that we like to go to. And it's like, what do we pay? Like £3 to get in? And you can use that towards food. And it's just such a different experience. But it is so beautiful to like support these little local farms. And yeah, it's just a completely different experience. It's so good, isn't it? I think for children, especially young children, the Philippines is just so incredible because they have a very raw childhood. It's, playing outside and getting dirty. And it's so cool for kids here because on our road, we've got lots of goats. And then, when we go outside of our apartment, our son's like, there's a goat. And, it's like the highlight of his day. And then we go to the beach and we find hermit crabs. And there's always local kids on the beach as well. And our son just loves making friends with everyone. So it's just so easy to then just hang out on the beach and you meet the locals and the kids are all playing together. And it's just so easy, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, our son like just gravitates towards any kids. He'll look out on the beach
and plots them. He's like, where are the children?
He doesn't know their names or anything. Obviously, the Philippines is great because the children learn English from an early age, so he can communicate with them. But he's only 2, so he's not speaking that clearly sometimes. But he just loves it. Doesn't he? He just calls them, my friend, wait for me, and he just gets so excited. Yeah, we just love that for him as well. Where we're on the beach, we don't have to worry, and he's just making friends.
And we've all been trying to learn, so our good friend Paul, he's got a partner from Baguio, and she's been really trying to teach us. But she speaks Tagalog, right? So it's a completely different dialect to where we are. But we've just been trying to pick up as much as possible. But so does our son. So he goes into the shops and just says words to everyone. And he picks up at school a little bit as well because his teachers are all Filipino. So we said to them, please try and, teach him because he needs to communicate, right? And yeah, it's just it's cool, isn't it? To then go to the beach and then he tries to speak a little bit with the local kids. But some of the local kids, their English, they speak
so good.
Insane. And they're 3 years old and they speak perfect English and then perfect Bisaya as well, hey? And it's so cool.
It's impressive, isn't it?
It's so impressive, yeah.
Filipinos are so multilingual, and you do see that all over the Philippines, no matter what their language might be, if it's Bisaya or Tagalog or Ilocano or whatever, a very high level of English proficiency all around. And so it is tempting, I think, for English speakers to not learn whatever the language might be because you technically don't have to. But yeah, I mean, it obviously makes your experience richer. And when I went to Bohol, I was a little bit nervous because I was like, I speak Tagalog, I don't speak Bisaya. I haven't really had any exposure to Bisaya. And, a lot of my content, is around language. And so I'm like, if I go to Bohol and I'm, recording videos there and I don't speak the local language with people, is that going to work? Is that going to be a hard thing for me? And I heard people say that sometimes Bisaya speakers would rather speak English than Tagalog. And I was like, well, I mean, what's that going to be like? But I was only there for a few days. You guys would know, better than I would. But I didn't find that there was a resistance to that. I would speak exclusively Tagalog with people and they were super chill with that. Nobody was like, oh, you should speak Bisaya. Sometimes they would respond to me in Bisaya and then I would kind of guess what they were saying because there are some similarities between the languages. And then I would speak Tagalog and I guess they would guess what I was saying. It was some kind of patchwork conversations that I had with people. But I felt like people were super okay with any language. You could speak Bisaya, you could speak Tagalog, you could speak English, and no one had any issue with that.
I think Filipinos really appreciate if you try, and then they will do absolutely everything to accommodate you, right? But we see it with our son when he says Bisaya words. Everyone appreciates it so much, and they're like, it's so good that you're trying to learn the language and that he's saying words as well. And we want him to, he will always stand out, right? Because he's got fair hair, fair skin, and blue eyes. But we want him to, other than that, be included in every aspect of life here. So yeah, that's very important to us, really, isn't it? But again, with school, and he hangs out with a lot of local kids, and in his school, most of the kids are half Filipino, half something else. And yeah, they just all kind of communicate and they pick up think so quickly, children, don't they? It's so cool. So we'll probably end up learning through him.
Would you guys like to learn Bisaya or Tagalog?
Probably Visaya, even though our friend is teaching us, well,
Yeah,
both
LJ.
really, isn't she?
Yeah, but LJ is from Baguio, so that's Tagalog. So we'll probably, I think the plan at the minute is to stay here long term. So Isaiah makes sense to learn. But I think having a kind of understanding of is just going to help. You know, we want to travel around, we want to explore, we want to show our son the different areas of the Philippines. So having both is just a positive.
So you guys do see yourself living in the Philippines long term then?
Yes. Yeah, we love it. You can do all the research that you want, right? But then you never know until you actually move to the country and you experience the culture, because it is a very different culture to England and Germany. Different language, different weather, like everything is very different here. But from the minute we arrived, we just felt at home. It was very strange, wasn't it? It was like this feeling of, yeah, this is home now. Like we live here now. It feels very familiar. Everything just felt so familiar. And the way we've been welcomed into the country has just been so incredible. And of course, it helps massively that we've got our best friends here as well, who have got a very great understanding of how things work, and they've been able to set us up and help us out with so many things like opening bank accounts and sorting out our visa and, you know, finding the apartment, and all of that stuff has been incredibly helpful.
But I think the welcome inside is a big thing, where it makes you feel at home, where even though we very much are, you don't feel like an outsider as such. You know, everyone wants to help you really, which is kind of a weird feeling for us coming from where we come from. But you know, by our apartment there's a beach maybe 5-minute walk away, and we go down there. There's a hut there. It's not a real beach, it's kind of like just an area where kids play in the sea, but there's an area there where locals just hang out, drink, eat, and whenever we go down there, there's someone there, we say hello, and they'll always offer us food, drink, whatever. And you know, they want to talk to us, they want to get to know us. Son will go and play with the kids as usual. For me, it's a bit odd that people are that friendly. Like, it's great thing, like I love it and it's so good, but it's like, I don't want to take your food. You know, you're offering me, that's really nice, but like, you have it, like we're just here just to have a, you know, 5 minutes while, like, before dinner, before bedtime, we'll chat with you, but they're just so welcoming. I think that makes all the difference.
And they really truly want to share their food. They don't just say it to be like, be nice. They want you to have
to experience it, right? To try it, and then it might be something new that we haven't had before.
Yeah, and then they're always so excited when we try it and we like it, and they're like, "Oh, you like it? Is it good? Yeah, it's really good."
In terms of living in Bohol, it seems like there's a lot of things to do and see. Obviously, lots of great beaches. Have you guys had the opportunity to travel around a little bit and see some spots?
Yeah, we have. We actually rented someone for the day, or their car, and we drove around, and we did so much, didn't we?
Yeah.
We went to the Lobok River. We started our day on the river, and that was just it's like out of this world. It's that beautiful. And then seeing the locals just hanging out and swimming in the river, and there were kids in like rubber rings just going up and down the river. It's really cool. And then where did we went after? We went to this hole in a
cave, but we couldn't go in, so they
were cleaning it, I think. It's shut on a Monday and a Friday, and we turned up on a Monday, I think. But it was just this humongous hole in the floor, and we could just kind of look in, and it was just crystal clear blue water. That was amazing.
Yeah, so that was close to Anda, which is on the east side, and that's like known as like the nicest beach pretty much in the whole of Bohol. So we went after there, but where it was shut, it was a bit disappointing, but then we went to the beach, and that made up for it. You know, the white sand beach is so big and wide and long. The sea crystal clear.
Yeah.
And really calm as well. Obviously, that's not always the case, but when we were there,
it's beautiful.
Nice and calm, so really safe for our son. And then the waterfalls as well.
Yeah, we went to a waterfall, and it was actually quite dry, wasn't it? Because it's meant to be rainy season here at the minute, but this is day 2 of rain since we arrived, and it's been 2 months of rainy season, and we've barely had any rain. So the waterfall was quite dry.
And they divert the water for the fields as well. So obviously a way to make sure the crops grow, which is pretty smart.
Still a great experience though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There's a few waterfalls around, I think, right? Like we went to Pangas Falls, and then we also went to, I think it's called Twin Falls, maybe? And then another one that I can't remember what it's called, but it starts with a K. That's a really, really big one. It does feel like very kind of rural when you're out there. Like once you get out of the cities, it's very like provincial lifestyle. And I really enjoyed that. Like especially like sitting on the back of one of those motorbikes and like driving through all of the super tall like coconut trees and seeing the landscapes all around you. It's like you feel like you're in nature. There's like a water buffalo going through like rice fields and stuff. It's like, this is the Philippines. You know, this is like what people have in their mind when they think of the Philippines.
For sure. It's so cool. I think that's one of the things that makes us feel so free here. It's just the beauty of the Philippines. It is so beautiful here. And I think a lot of expats, they come and they live in Manila or Cebu. And I've had so many comments on my videos of people saying like, oh, you're going to get sick of the traffic. And I'm like, we don't have any traffic here. There's literally no traffic in Panglao. Like the worst are literally the street dogs, and they don't care. They just walk in the middle of the road. And that's literally the worst traffic we've got here. So I think it's very different, like big city life compared to Panglao where we are. It's just so different. You can't really, you can't compare it, can you?
No.
We love nature, so we don't want to live in a big city. We want to be out in nature. We want to be able to go to, on a day, you know, on a weekend, go on a boat, go fishing, go to an island, like go diving, go free diving.
Yeah.
So this is kind of the lifestyle that we want. We don't really care about shopping centres and stuff, but if we need it, it's an hour away on the ferry. So.
And that was the reason that was one of my favorite spots as well in Bohol specifically, because I mean, the big cities have their own stuff, but like there are a lot of big cities in the world and they do have some similarities. And so when you can get kind of off the beaten path a little bit, something a little bit more local, a little bit more rural, it does have a different feel to it. And it's a much calmer, especially in comparison to Manila. Manila's a hectic place. There's nothing more peaceful than Bohol, definitely. Have you guys been to the Chocolate Hills as well? That's a pretty famous spot.
Yeah, we had a bad experience when we went 8 years ago. It was just, we went on a motorbike from Panglao all the way to the Chocolate Hills, which was like 2 hours on a motorbike.
I feel like it was longer.
It was probably longer,
so
yeah.
far.
We obviously did do our research, and we ended up being caught in a humongous thunderstorm, rainstorm, and we arrived at the Chocolate Hills and we were drenched. We were so wet. So we ended up wearing like bin bags that the local
Again, they look
restaurant
so friendly.
Yeah, they're like, oh guys, we're so sorry, here's some bin bags that you can wear so you can protect yourself from the rain, because there was no 7-Eleven or anywhere where we could buy like rain cover or rain clothes. And then we ended up buying like the typical souvenir t-shirts just to get like dry clothes on. So we still got them actually, and it's like the Tarsi on it, and it says
It's like a
Bohol.
Starbucks type logo, but with the Tarsiers on it. So,
and there's a picture of us on top of the Chocolate Hills, which you couldn't see, by the way, because it was so cloudy and because it had rained so much, and we were just standing there covered in our bin bags with our Tarsier t-shirt on. So we have to go back.
Yeah, we're definitely going back there. We're definitely going back.
That's not really a great sales pitch for the Chocolate Hills.
I know. So we have to
got soaked,
it.
couldn't even see them.
Yeah.
had to buy the local merch because our clothes got all wet.
It's a good story.
It's an experience. So you guys haven't been back though to redeem yourselves or redeem the spot.
We've got family coming out at the end of September, and we're kind of holding out to do all these things with them to experience it. Ross dad and stepmom are coming out, so we're going to do a lot of trips with them. So we're taking them to the Chocolate Hills and Lobok River again because we love that.
Yeah.
And get to experience it with family, which would be really nice.
And they're also divers, which the scuba diving is great around the island as well.
Yeah.
So we'll do some of that as well, which would be good.
Wow. So you went from being tourists and checking out those spots to begin with, and now you guys have become the tour guides for your families.
And we've got a car now as well, so we can actually drive people around. So if you ever come back, we've got a car, we can drive you around.
Wow. Excellent. Okay. I'll book my flight right away. How was driving there? Did it take some time to get used to it?
Not as much as I thought it would. It was pretty straightforward. So they drive on the right here, like in Canada, America, but different to the UK. So I thought it'd be a bit harder, but again, there's not much traffic, so you can and there's less kind of road rules that everyone sticks to, so you can kind of get away with it if you make a mistake. The car we've got is automatic as well, so it means you don't need to change gear with the opposite hand that I'm used to.
Yeah.
I'm getting used to it. You'll probably disagree a little bit, but just being like calm with, no one's in a rush as such.
Yeah.
Also, some of the minibuses are crazy fast, but then maybe a lot of the locals that they just got nothing to do, or, they're just taking it easy, taking it slow on the bikes.
Yeah.
Maybe not indicating when they're trying to like turn off the road and stuff. So you just got to
drive slow here.
Yeah, just take it as it comes. And, we're not really in a rush either, so it's fine. We're not trying to get anywhere too quick. We leave enough time to get to school and what have you. So, and
it's very straight roads. Like there's 3 main roads on the island, and then we've got kind of smaller roads in between, but they're all actually really good, aren't they? They're not too bad.
Yeah, I'm surprised how like good the road condition is. I thought they're pretty better than some of the UK roads.
Yeah.
Potholes and bits and pieces like they're great. We see people repairing them really quickly if there's cracks and stuff coming. So yeah,
still getting used to the traffic lights though, because we've got traffic lights on the island, but
it's like 2 sets.
Yeah, but sometimes people just don't wait for it to turn green. They just go, and we're like, can we go? Or, wait, are we meant to wait? So yeah, we're still getting used to that.
A little more loosey-goosey.
Yeah.
What I thought was kind of sketchy when we were driving there, and again, I wasn't even the one driving. We had, Kuya, Richard, he was the guy that was taking us around.
Yeah.
But on our last day, we went all the way out to Anda Beach. And so it's a bit of a trek, right? From Panglao, like it takes a few hours. And so by the time we came back, it was already dark. And so we were on, I guess, would have been one of those 3 main roads. But then he took like a detour through like kind of a more, like even more provincial, I don't know, neighborhood or something like that. And the road got considerably more narrow. And it was like lined with dogs sleeping on the road and like kids playing on the street and stuff. So he's like whipping down the road and it's like really dark, and so you can't really see what's coming ahead of you, but there'll just be like a dog and he'll just be like and just like just do one of those every once in a while, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat like, oh my god, we're like 7 inches away from hitting an animal at all times. Like this is crazy. But we didn't hit anything, everyone was fine. But I was like, I'm glad that I'm not driving, because I feel like I would be going like 5 kilometers an hour, just like paranoid that I'm gonna hit something on the shoulder,
Ross is constantly on the horn, aren't you, for the dogs? So you're like,
Yeah.
and then just look at you like, what? Because it's my road.
I'll cross when I want. You stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're used to the cars. It seems like they're just like, they're totally used to it.
Very different to the UK. But again, it's just part of island life, isn't it? And it's not the UK here. We are in the Philippines. So we're adjusting, aren't we? We have to adjust. No one else has to adjust. So yeah.
What would you guys say is like your favorite thing about Filipino culture so far?
How much they value family and how much they love children. And I think we always have the mindset that if we do something for someone, we expect something back, right? And that's just not the case here at all. They just love doing things for you, but they don't expect anything in return, which is definitely something we are still getting used to. Like when Kuya went up the tree and got us avocados, we're like, oh, we'll pay for it. Like, you don't have to give us your avocados. And he was like, no, I'm so happy that I can give you my avocados to have grown. And we're just like, but we want to do something for you too. And he's just like, no.
So selfless.
Yeah.
And yesterday, Lena got a plant from a plant shop, and then the lady just gave our son, he was just playing with the plants around, and she said, oh, you can have this one, just a small one for him because he picked it up. It's like we don't need, like, it's fine, he's just playing, while we're talking to you and getting the stuff in the car, like we don't, and it's just so
very selfless
and just it's fine, he can have it.
But I think it's taught us as well to like just give it forward. If we can't give anything back in a moment, we then just try and do something good, or help as much as we can in our day-to-day life. Like we've got a big balikbayan box coming from the UK, which we've realized we don't need any of it because we've lived perfectly fine for the last 2 months without all that stuff in there. But we want to donate a bunch of stuff to our neighbors and children around here and local women refugees and stuff like that, and just trying to really pay it forward. All the kindness that we have received, we want to give back to the community too. And I think that's kind of, Filipinos look at it that way as well, like being kind and paying forward. And it's just something we have to get used to, that people don't expect something in return. So that's our experience, at least.